All right, just pulled up to my local theater because I got to check out a movie in the theater. It's been a while. A new movie called Werewolves out, and me and my buddy Jeff are huge werewolf fans. And when there's a new movie that's coming out with werewolves, we got to go support. We got to go in the theater. So practical effects, we're both huge fans of practical effects. Alec Gillis working on the effects. I want to see a cool transformation. I want to see some cool kills. Hopefully it's really good. We'll do a review after we get out of the theater. Yeah, it should be. I'm hoping it's good, man. It's getting a lot of good buzz. I haven't seen a good werewolf movie. When's the last time there was a good werewolf movie, right? Werewolves don't get that much love, man. It's always vampires, which is cool. Nosferatu coming out on Christmas. So, but man, we need some more werewolves, man. Where's the werewolf love? So let's hopefully this movie, dude, it's like they said, Werewolves meets The Purge, something like that. I'm like, dude, that sounds awesome. Got Frank Grillo in it. And yeah, man, let's go check it out and let's see how it is. I don't see no posters for it, sadly. It would be cool if they had posters for it. I would love to get one. I know they had a panel at Monster Palooza for it, and it would have been cool to get one signed by everybody. But yeah, I didn't luck out. But let's see if they got one inside. I'll be so happy if they do. Also, if they have the Nosferatu popcorn bucket, I wouldn't mind picking that up. There he is. There he is. Just so my local theater selling these posters for $5 each. Let's see what they got. Some are pretty ripped up, but all right, there's a lot to go through. I'm gonna go through these really quick and see what they got. All right, out of the theater, reaction time. We're gonna go in the car. We're gonna review the movie, give you our thoughts, see if you guys should go check it out. And yeah, it's too hard. It's too loud out here. So, well, not loud here, but it's loud inside. So, in our car, reaction to Werewolves. Check it out. All right, so I did find some posters that they had. One was a jigsaw for $5, not bad. And then this one, a super rare one, dude. I'm stoked on this one. The Woods, September 16. I've been wanting this poster since at Comic-Con when they premiered the movie. That was supposed to be the Woods, but it was actually the Blair Witch. So the fact that I have the Woods now, and I'm gonna try to get Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett, dude, that's awesome. So
what year was that? 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah, exactly. But we just saw Werewolves. Stephen C. Miller's Werewolves. Now, this is my buddy Jeff, big time werewolf fans. We talked about it, right? Like, dude, we've been wanting to see like just a good werewolf movie, right? We talk about the Golden Date, right? Talk about the old school ones, right? And we always make a list, right? But like, man, when are they gonna make a new one, right? It's like, and then the fact that this was in the theater, like, man, we got to go check it out, right? Like, there's no question.
Yeah.
And what'd you think?
A new werewolf movie in the theater.
Right?
We were talking. The last one was The Wolfman.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro, right?
I mean,
that's a long time ago.
Of a release in the theater.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And this one is like a very limited too, I'm sure, right? It's not gonna be like, like it'll be playing like 100 theaters, right? It's like limited run, but it was playing all weekend. And the fact that it was playing, I'm like, dude, we gotta go support it, man. We gotta go see a werewolf movie in the theater, dude. And like when the first time you showed me the trailer, they said it was like what, like The Purge with werewolves, right? That's how they kind of like.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
totally.
Exactly. Yeah, and Frank Grillo starred it, and Stephen C. Miller directing with Alec Gillis doing special effects, and I'd have to say like 90% of the movie was like practical, right? Maybe with a couple like transformation or like running scenes.
The running scenes
there were
CG.
The
only CGI that I noticed. All the other wolf stuff,
dude,
werewolf stuff, was all practical
in costume, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the design?
It was different.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Right.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
They were.
I like the long
kind
arms.
Of werewolves that I like. They're
big,
tall.
They're buff. Yeah.
They got a big snout.
Yes.
I mean,
one of our problems with
wide snout. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
They're like it almost reminded me of like a baboon.
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah, because they're wide. I get. I see what you're saying.
Not looking, but that's just. It looked like it a little bit, but way more wolfier.
Because we love late phases, but one of our biggest problem was the design. They look like cats.
Yeah,
little tiny snouts. You know, it just didn't work. This one was really long, growling, long fangs. Dude, the sound effect was awesome. The way they were growling, dude, it almost gave me like a Gremlins vibe, if you know what I'm talking about, because there was different ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
They're like,
I don't want to spoil it, but
I
don't know if we can spoil it, but I'll just leave it at that, right? Yeah. There's different ones, yeah. You know what I mean?
they kind of pull some of the look over from when they were humans
Thank you.
To when
Perfectly
they're-
put. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and essentially, yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips. You know, they're trying to. So it's basically what the super moon, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, you get outside, you'll turn into a werewolf.
The
right?
supermoon unlocked some kind of buried lycanthrope. I don't know from like hundreds and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
People had it, and the supermoon.
The super moon brought it out of people.
unlocked
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to get bit or scratched. You just step outside.
You
and-
get the moonlight.
Yeah.
You turn like
Yeah. So they were trying to come out with a cure, and they had a couple of like hostages, essentially, right, or volunteers. Some were
Volunteers, they were
right?
volunteers.
Yeah. But then when we saw the huge neck break, like the hang, like the
Yeah,
hang,
yeah.
we're like, okay, they're gonna turn into
the collars.
The collar, the
like,
collar.
came all the way down to here.
It was
they were
so
huge.
big. Yeah, we're like, okay.
But then when they turned, they
Right.
fit them. And
Exactly. We're like, so that's when we knew, like, oh my god, these guys are gonna be huge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer, man, I think you should definitely check it out and see. If you guys are a huge Werewolves fan, I think I'm gonna add this in my list of like rotation, like one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Oh, totally. I mean, it was a full, brand new werewolf movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I mean, it wasn't like a piece of shit. It was low budget.
Yeah,
I'd
oh,
say.
for sure. It could have
Had a
easily
low
gone
budget.
streaming. Absolutely. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see the budget for sure. Yeah. And what was I going to say? One of the two things I asked was like cool transformation and some cool werewolf kills, right?
Yeah.
I just want one of each, right? And we got them. We
Yeah.
got them. You
Yeah,
saw me.
that-
We got excited when we saw the one. We were like, yes,
Yeah.
finally. Like, it
And-
was awesome.
And that last transformation, that was
Yeah.
toward the end.
Yes.
Was by far the best, and it was like I turned to you and said, dude, that was really good.
Yeah, it
was
was.
really good.
Yeah.
And it was there. I think there might have been a little CGI in there mixed
For
with
sure. Oh, for
practical
sure.
stuff, but it was
Yeah, it was
it
nicely
really good.
mixed.
Like Bad Moon was an awesome werewolf
Yep.
movie, but the transformation in that was
No,
really bad.
they didn't reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah.
Like how many more times can you do like a vampire movie or a werewolf movie, right?
Yeah.
So you got to come up with something different, right? Something new. And this was something different, right?
Yeah.
But like it doesn't waste any time. Like when the werewolf happens, like it happens, and we're full on in, right? Full like it's full tilt boogie.
Yeah.
We're going at it, and there's werewolves galore, and it's not just one or two. We get a lot of them, right? And we get scenes that we've always wanted to see, like
yeah.
in the streets, right? They're
Yeah.
running, like
I wanted to see like vampires werewolves in a residential.
I don't know why. Me too. I know. We've always talked about that, right?
And-
Late Phases gave us a tease
Yeah.
with the security cameras, and
Yeah.
and this did that, right? Like
They totally did that.
They could have, like, if it was a bigger budget, we could have
Oh,
seen
yeah.
like a cul-de-sac full of like werewolves.
That's what I've always wanted.
Out
to
of the
see.
garbage
we
man,
talked about
the postman would have turned.
that. Well, you mentioned
Amazon delivery guys would have started turning. It would have been chaos, dude.
Well, and you know what? At one point, because I remember years ago, you said you always wanted to see a werewolf going through like trash and
Yeah.
stuff. And at one point, I heard like bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
You heard-
rustling.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, they're gonna do the werewolf going through the trash.
I was like, dude, I almost got it. They were going through cars and stuff. They were breaking in cars,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Looking for car
They're just, like,
stereos or
beating on
something. Yeah, I
cars.
don't know. They were looking for car stereos or something. I don't know. But dude, like they hearing the howling in the background, the loud, the roaring, the snouts, the look. Yeah. We always talk about like the Bad Moon. Like, we love that look. Right?
Yeah.
And then this one, Underworld, they were kind of apish almost, right? They weren't
Well,
really hairy. They're scary looking, but they don't have the long snout, right?
The lichens were like that, but then it wasn't until in the second one,
yeah,
where
with
you see
Scott Speedman's character.
No.
No?
There's William,
Oh, right.
who was like
Yes, the one that's locked up, right.
And the first,
The
he
silver
was,
one?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
silvery gray.
Yes.
He was like the perfect
Yeah.
werewolf.
Yeah, we're not trying to be werewolf snobs or anything.
No.
We just like our particular werewolves, right? We love the Monster Squad one, right?
Oh,
Huge
yeah, the
fans of it.
Wolfman, the
right.
Wolfman kinda
Michael J.
looking-
Fox, Teen Wolf, we
Yeah.
love it. But
I mean-
sometimes we want to see some long
wanna see a
snout,
monster.
fangs, growling fangs,
Yeah.
like ripping. You know what I mean? Just like
Well, yeah, that's what I always. I mean, I like whatever version of werewolf we're gonna get.
Yeah.
But like the first werewolf movie I remember watching was Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
And even though he kind of looked like a bear,
Kinda
he
looks like
was
a bear.
monster.
Yes,
And
it was scary. As a
That's
kid,
what
that
I
was
want.
scary.
Yeah, I want a werewolf
Yeah.
that's gonna not look more like a man. I want him to look like a monster.
Right.
Because that's what scared me when I was a kid.
Absolutely, yeah.
So-
And that's what I think of, right? I
Yeah.
remember we see the Universal movies, the Wolfman,
Mhm.
right? So like, okay, that's that version, and there's different versions, but
And that Benicio del Toro was
It was
very
scary.
monstery,
very.
but still
We just missed
Man,
that, right?
too,
Exactly,
you
Wolfman.
know?
It says
Yeah,
Wolfman,
Wolfman,
right?
yeah.
Werewolves, different, right?
Right, I
Yeah.
guess
So
so.
would you recommend Werewolves to everybody watching here?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
totally would.
Yeah, like I said, if you're longing for a cool werewolf movie, like I think this will fill your need. Like, because it did for me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure it did to you, right? And
Oh, yeah.
I think
It, yeah, it's definitely that would go into a rotation of mine. If I'm going to sit,
if I'm making a
home and
top
watch-
10, I'm putting that on there.
Yeah,
right?
if I'm going to watch a werewolf movie, or I feel like watching a werewolf movie,
Yeah.
that's definitely one I.
Oh
watch.
yeah, I think this one and Dog Soldiers would make a great double feature,
Oh,
right?
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because dog soldiers like this, all practical.
Yep.
And
That's all we
cool
want, man.
werewolf.
That's all we want, you know?
Yeah.
Enough with the CG stuff. I mean, and sometimes it works and it's cool.
Yeah.
But, dude, nothing beats practical, especially with monsters. You know, it just looks great. And the actors, you can feel like they're terrified. They have something to work with.
Yeah.
Not just some dude in a green suit with the ball or whatever, you know? Like, it just works.
Well,
you know?
I mean, unless you have a super high budget movie,
Right.
which you're probably not going to get for a werewolf movie unless it's Underworld, then you're gonna, and they use CG stuff, then it's not going to look that
Right.
good.
Remember the werewolf in a cabin in the woods?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, that was
And even the
really
Goosebumps one, even though it was all CG,
Yeah,
with his
it-
basketball trunks,
it is
but it
long-
still was
it is
cool.
long tail.
That's right. Yeah, so Werewolves, definitely check it out. If you want to support like a local, like an indie horror movie, then like I'd say give Werewolves a chance. It's playing in theaters right now. If your local theater's playing it, go for it. Like you might score some posters, you might score some popcorn buckets. Unfortunately, they didn't have the Nosferatu one, but you never know. But Jeff, thank you for helping me with the
For
review,
sure.
man. Dude,
It was awesome.
it was awesome. We had, like I said, we had to see it in the theater. There was no way we were going to see it.
and in January we got another Wolfman movie coming.
That's right. That's right. We should review that one.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be on there. So thanks for watching. Just tell them to hit that like button, subscribe, Jeff.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
There you go. And as always, the carry rain all the time.